Hey guys, today we are going to learn how to do long division with polynomials. Think back to third grade, fourth grade when you learned how to divide. We're going to do that exact same thing here, but we have variables in place. So first, let's talk about some vocabulary. This first part is going to be the dividend, and the second part will be your divisor. So when you see those words in your steps, you'll know what we're talking about. So long division is a reliable tool to divide any two given polynomials. Long division can always be used. Just make sure if there is a term missing that you include a 0 as a placeholder. So the first thing we're going to do is write the problem in long division form. The dividend is placed under the division symbol and the divisor is placed outside the division symbol. So that looks like x minus 2 goes into x squared plus 5x plus 3. Divide the first term in the dividend by the first term in the divisor and write the result, which is part of your quotient, above the dividend lining up like terms. So here is step 2. And yes, you're going to be writing this a lot. So x goes into x squared. How many times? Or x times what is x squared? And that is x. X times x is x squared. So just a reminder, x squared divided by x is x. Step 3. Multiply the x from the previous step by each term in the divisor and then write the product under the dividend and align the terms of the product with the like terms of the dividend as shown. So x minus 2 goes into x squared plus 5x plus 3. We know that an x goes here and now we multiply. X times x is x squared and x times negative 2 is negative 2x. Now we look at step 4. And for you guys, step 4 is on the back. I think it's either the back or the front. I'm not really sure. Mine is different because all mine is handwritten. So this is step 4. I'm just going to write step 4 here. I'm not going to write all the words out. So to do step 4, you subtract x squared minus 2x from x squared plus 5x. To do this, you distribute the negative sign, which will change negative x squared minus 2x to negative x squared plus 2x. Write the result, which is 7x, below the 2x. So this is what that looks like. So you have x minus 2 goes into x squared plus 5x plus 3. You have an x here. We've already multiplied, and this is what we got. And now we need to subtract. This is what we get from that. We get x minus 2 goes into x squared plus 5x plus 3, negative x squared, positive 2x. The x squareds cancel. Result is 7x. Bring down the plus 3. That's the first part of step 5. Bring down the plus 3 from the dividend so that it is next to the 7x, and this forms a new dividend, 7x plus 3. Similar to step 2, divide the first term in the new dividend by the first term in the divisor, and then write the quotient on top of the dividend with like terms aligned. You're going to repeat the step that you just did. So x goes into 7x 7 times. Distribute, and you get 7x minus 14. You're going to subtract and change the signs. So subtract, result is 17. This is your remainder. So your answer is x plus 7 plus 17 over x minus 2. Now, what I did was the rest of your steps, I just did not read the words out to you, but literally in the steps, absolutely everything is written out for you. So what I would like for you to do now is grab a piece of notebook paper, and we are going to do a couple of long division practice problems together without all of those steps listed out for us. So we're going to take r plus 5 and we're going to divide it into r squared plus 6r plus 15. So r times what is r squared? That's r. Multiply r times r and r times 5. Draw your line and subtract. Bring down the 15. R goes into R one time. Go ahead and multiply and subtract, and your remainder is 10. Answer, R plus 1 plus 10 over R plus 5. Now I want you guys to try one. This is R squared plus 10R plus 13 divided by R plus 7. So I'm going to pause the video. I want you guys to take just a second, and I want you to try this problem, and we'll come back and check and see what you did. All right, guys, let's take a look and see how you did. You should have gotten R plus 3 minus 8 over R plus 7. R goes into R squared R times. Do your multiplication. Subtract. Bring down. R goes into 3R 3 times. Multiply. Subtract. You get negative 8. So R plus 3 minus 8 over R plus 7. Now we're going to look at this last one together. And you should notice that this is not in standard form. You should also notice there's a coefficient of n. So the 2n minus 6 is going to go here on the outside as always. But we need to put it in standard form when we put it underneath the division bar. So 2n cubed minus 26n squared plus 62n plus 4. It won't take you long to figure out, if you don't do that, that you've made a mistake. So 2n times what is 2n cubed? That would be n squared. Multiply. And when you do that, you should have like terms aligned. Subtract 4n squared. Bring down your 62n. 2n times what is 4n squared? That's 2n. Multiply. Subtract. Bring down. And 2 goes into 74n. Let's see, 74 divided by 2. Oh, I made a mistake. Let me back up. I don't know where this 4 came from. This should be negative 20. I apologize. So that should be negative 10. Negative 10. That's going to change some things quite a bit. You know what? I'm going to start that one on a different page. I apologize for messing that up. I'm going to go ahead and set it up from here. 2n minus 6 goes into 2n to the third minus 26n squared plus 62n plus 4. I apologize for that. I don't know where that 4 came from. So we had n squared, that part was right, minus 6n squared, that part was right. This should be negative 20n squared plus 62n. Let's try this now. Negative 10n is negative 20n squared plus 60n, and we're going to change the signs because we subtract, and we get 2n plus 4. Much better. 2n goes into 2n one time. That's 2n minus 6, and subtract, and remainder is 10. So we get n squared minus 10n plus 1 plus 10 over 2n minus 6. Thank you for being patient with that. All right, this concludes long division. Remember, long division always works when you divide by a polynomial. We are next going to learn about synthetic division. Synthetic division does not always work, but when it does work, it's much, much quicker. I hope you all have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon.